Once the tracing is complete and you've erased your pencil lines, we're going to create a watercolor wash to fill the paper before adding details. You need water, you'll have liquid watercolors at your table, and brushes. One that's a little bit bigger and one that's a little smaller. Don't worry about doing too many small tiny details because we're going to go in with colored pencil later on top to make your skin tones look a little more realistic and add shadow and different things. So don't worry about that when we're working. You should have two trays, one that has the 6 colors of the color wheel, and the other one that has kind of extra colors, including brown and light brown. These are the 2 colors you're going to start with as a base. Decide how light or dark your skin is and pick either the lighter brown or the darker brown as your base. We will then color mix on top to make it closer to your skin tone. So just pick one of these 2 to start for just the painting. We're just doing a wash in the background. Don't worry if it doesn't look right. If it looks darker than your skin tone and it's just the light brown and you have very pale skin like I do, don't worry. The light brown is pretty pale and it dries a slightly different color. All I'm doing is creating a wash, meaning I'm doing one layer all over, and it doesn't have to be perfectly clean. I do need to get my lips as well. That's something else we will change later, but you do need to skip your eyes. Don't paint over your eyes. You want to paint your face pretty quickly because if the paint starts to dry and then you go back on top of it, it will create a second layer, which is nice if you want shadows, but generally not the first layer you do. I'm moving the paint around because I added a little too much. If that happens and you can't get it off your paper, you can use a paper towel and kind of tap it. Don't rub it or you will possibly tear your paper. It is a little messy up here. Again, that's okay. You don't want to paint too much on your picture though, or the paper will start to peel. I am going to try, now that it's a little drier, to add a shadow under my neck by painting one more layer underneath. Nothing too crazy, because I'm worried about this paper tearing. And add a little shadow under my lip and on the sides of my nose. And around my eye. These are areas that are generally darker on your face. You might want to go in with your smaller brush if you're not as comfortable. The bottom of the nose is usually darker too. And right around the edges. You don't have to do this second step if you don't want to, because we can do it with colored pencil. I just added a little bit more shadow to the areas I know are darker. And then I'm going to clean my brush with water. Please don't do this on your picture like I am. I just don't have any space. Hold it with one hand, rub the bottom of the cup with the other, and scrape it off. I'm going to dry my brush, paper towel, and close my paint. Then the other thing I wouldn't worry about is painting your eyes. I'm just going to go in with colored pencil because that's very small. And if you try and go in there and it kind of bleeds out, it's going to look very strange and it'll be harder to fix. So it's easy just to leave the eyes empty, and we'll do that in color pencil. My hair is a couple different colors, and And I'm going to kind of exaggerate that color as well. I only have so many colors to choose from here, so I'm going to go in with yellow. I am blending up the top here into the yellow, which is totally fine. I don't think I'm going to worry about the paint on my cheek either, because again, if I get it a little too much, it's going to get all over the place. I'd rather just wait. Thinking about other colors that I haven't used yet. I do wear a lot of black. I do think I will do the big paint splotches, so I'll skip those. Notice I'm using the wide part of my brush. If you have a square brush like this, you can turn it sideways to make it more narrow, to get in smaller places, or use the flat side to get bigger spaces quicker. Once you're done with the color, please remember to close it if no one else is using it. Once your wash is finished, go put it on the drying rack, and then you can take your brush and water cup, if no one's using it, if everyone's done, to the sink. And if you need to wash your hands, you can do it then. Please clean up before you wash your hands.